right, and welcome back. This is Say What. I know most of you mnangojanga kama mimi pia mnangojanga to kucheka, ku learn every Saturday evening right here on TV47. Like I mentioned tonight, we have a very interesting topic. Na tayari tumeona comments zinaenda kiviani ziko two-way. Unajua, we're really talking tonight about living with relatives, and we've seen, people who have been hosted, crying out, saying the experiences that they've had, and of course the people who have also hosted wakisema si rahisi pia. So tonight, that's the conversation we'll be having. Of course, we'd love to hear your feedback. Talk to us on our lines on WhatsApp. I'll be looking at your comments as we proceed. For now, let me begin, of course, by introducing my lovely panelists. Pastor Susalimiana, watu wako.
I just want to greet every one of us. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, TV47.
Yeah.
And we have grown. We have grown because when we come here, we gather wisdom, we gather knowledge. And
All
when
right.
we put it into practice,
Okay.
we start working in our lives.
All right,
I want
Pastor.
to say that today's topic is very, very important.
All right, Pastor. So I understand your microphone has a problem.
Yes.
We will work on it in a few minutes. But for now, let me hear Salano umepotea. You guys, manze,
I'm back.
You're back.
We are back.
Mulikuwa mmeenjoy holiday too
miaka
much.
mwaka kidogo. Sasa tumerudi full swing.
Yeah. Hata sisi waambia happy new year. The year has already gone to
It's almost old.
It's almost over.
Yeah. I'm glad to be here again.
Yes.
It's always a very big opportunity for us to be and share. And this topic of today.
Kwanza najua.
Imeguza
mahali.
Ushuhuda.
Beryl, how are you doing tonight? I love your look. You look great.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you for having us once again.
Yes.
And on behalf of motherhood, sisterhood, and womanhood, I want to congratulate you.
Oh, thank you. Asante sana.
Proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Because how you are navigating between this job and so you're doing so well, and you look nice.
Oh, that's so nice. It's always nice to be appreciated. I thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah. So great.
I'm also happy to have seen Mom in 2026 because I saw her last year.
You saw her last year.
Yeah, so it's always an honor to have her the same place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, let's get straight into it. Hey, okay. Selano, let me say something. Ulikuanga umehostiwa ama wewe ndo wa kuhost? Ama umefanya zote?
Nimefanya zote.
Tuanze na ile wewe ulihostiwa. Ilikuwa when?
I was hosted. Immediately when I joined Form 1, I joined Form 1 on a Monday. And on a Wednesday, I lost my mother.
Oh.
The one I was staying with. So I remained there without anybody to take care of me.
What?
So someone came and took me. Akasema he'll host me as he was a relative and also a very close neighbor at home.
Right.
Hey, haikuwa rahisi. Yeah, because after my mother passed on, I was staying very near to a school. But now this guy, his home was very far away from where we are staying. So for me to move from his home to the school, my brother bought me a bike.
Right.
I'll be using to going to school. The first thing he did was to sell that bicycle of mine. So now I had to be trekking every day.
And it was far.
Yes, from his home to the school.
Right.
Naamka asubuhi ndio najipanga kutoka because I have to begin living very early by 5. Nataka ndoka bibi yake ananiambia unaenda wapi? Na hujapiga nyumba deki. A 3-bedroomed house. So I'll begin mopping the house and finish.
Daily?
Yes. I finish almost by around 6:37. By the time I'm getting to school, do you see that time whereby the teacher on duty amesema paga hasa ametoka ameenda class?
Na kiboko sasa.
Hasa ndio mimi sasa ndio sasa ingia. Even when I get in class, they can't punish me because no teacher can do that nimetoka nyumbani saa hiyo. Unajua mimi alikuwa ameenda kochana anarudi sasa. I'll get to school almost 9:10 in the morning.
What?
And then I will come back in the evening. When I reach home, there were these vibuyu za kubeba maji. 12 of them zinaningojea hapo hivyo. Nimeingia kwa nyumba karibu 8:30 because walking from that place to this place was very, very far. And then place tunaenda kuchota maji kuna line na nile mnakuwa mnakanyaga hivi na miguu pump maji kitoka. So I'll be carrying two jerrycans until almost 11 midnight ndio namaliza sasa.
What?
Going to sleep, I'm exhausted. Na walikula ugali saa ngapi? 7. So I'll go to the kitchen and look at the remainings that were there and then I'll use that as my supper and then I go and sleep. So that's how it was. Yeah, it didn't happen for long. I could not do that for a long time.
So for roughly how long did you keep up?
Almost 1 year.
Wanya ni mrefu.
Almost 1 year.
Jerrycans 12
Kila siku. Asa asubuhi time ulikuwa unaingiza na jerrycans usiku, kuna maji mengi mwaka kwa kodo. So morning. Unaenda pika bila umo.
Yes.
So if you leave going to school, when you come back, maybe ni Saturday, ukuja around saa 4 saa 9, walishakula wameosha vyombo. Si hatujakula, so mmekaa. Tangojea hadi maybe sapa kama itakuwa. So that's how it was.
Could that uncle be watching right now? And is there anything you want to tell him? Because I have a thing or two to tell him now. I'm kidding.
No.
Would you?
I think
My goodness.
it didn't go well with him. So I blessed him and I forgave him and I don't have grudge.
You think, okay, you moved on.
I moved on.
Okay, sir. Let's all move
Nili
on.
heal.
Uli heal. You lazima unge heal. Beryl, do you have anything, any story like what Medclay went through?
Yeah, I have been hosted, but I wasn't having much expectations. In fact, I was expecting the worst from the host, but he didn't do that worst. So I was at least grateful for what they offered.
Yes.
But I will tell.
How long were you hosted for?
I think it was around 8 months.
Okay.
So.
Yes.
But I think they tried. They tried because sometimes even the person being hosted should always ask themselves, if I were in this person's shoe, with the information they have, the resources they have, could I have done better?
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. And also you can extend some grace to them. And these people being hosted, I would want to tell them to do what my husband did. You cannot hold grudge because it will hold you down.
Yeah.
One thing we must understand, these people hosting, they're extending grace. They've made a bit of discomfort from their own end of space, resources, time, energy. So they're also uncomfortable. And hosting is not easy. Yeah, and also being hosted, don't be too much entitled.
Right.
Yeah, of course there are extreme cases like for my husband's case, but there are people who will complain and say that, can you imagine unaniambia nioshe vyombo?
Yes.
And they have a hassle because you want to sit on the couch the whole day.
Yeah. So
and
it has to be reasonable.
Yeah, so these things they're telling you, they're things you could have done even in your home, in your parents' house.
Yes.
So kuna hiyo entitlement na victim mentality that I'm seeing also. Some are crying for, not because they are genuine, but because they expect more. This is my brother's house. How can I eat food yenye imeka kwa fridge hizi siku zote?
Yes.
How can they tell me to go and cook? Okay? If that is the case, then you are too much entitled.
Okay.
But if it is also extreme, if you are past 25, you have no business living with someone. Yes, past 25, that's an adult.
Right.
You can extend a bit of grace to people who are 22, 23, and that. As they prepare also, they shouldn't be comfortable.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, but now if you are 34, 35, and you are saying, mi nawaombea Mungu, nawaombea Mungu, you are the one who should be prayed for.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
But Clay, let me come to you. Okay, even if you went through all those things, in your mind, like right now, especially having healed, do you feel like you still appreciate your uncle for taking you in at that very delicate moment?
My uncle had no problem, actually. I could maybe say it was the wife.
Oh, got
not
you.
him, yeah.
Yes.
And it was like maybe a controlling wife who had even power over the uncle, something like that. And I will say that I appreciate what he did because I didn't have anyone. Imagine I was staying in Kisumu. I didn't have anybody there who would have taken me in. So him to say, let him, this boy come and stay with me, it was a hand of grace was extending to me. I appreciate that so much. That's why I said I didn't have any grudge with him. I forgive him and I let him go. And also, so what I learned from that was that staying with someone who is not your child can easily irritate you, can easily make you begin saying words that could not, you don't
maybe you're not
say,
even thinking you're capable of.
You're like, sasa we mbona suende tu kwenyu. So unapata at the end of the day you begin cursing, you begin talking negative about this child who is very innocent. So me, I said the best way I can do, let me support you from where you are. Yeah, if you can be able to stay where you are, then I support you from there. That's better. It's going to help me to protect me and also protect this child.
Okay.
Then because when this child comes and stays with you, munaanza kupimana hewa in that house. It's like sasa mbona hiyo chakula inakaa ni kidogo sana because he's from the village. In the village maybe wangu anapika ugali alafu anaweka kwa uteo.
Wanamwaga hapo.
Anang'ana hapo. Na huku mnakatanga na kisu kekea mtu kwa sahani yake. So that is like mbona natupimia ugali mimi maisha sitaweza.
Yes.
So all those things, irritations, alafu Also, some people who come and stay with the relatives, they're always there to collect data. Unapata the things you discuss with your wife, all the two of you, unasikia naongelea kwa vile unashangaa hii ilifikaje kijijini. Kumbe there's a data collector somewhere in the house. Also,
data collector.
Yeah, I'll also say that also look at the age of your marriage. Because a young marriage is like maybe a child who has been born. A child was just born yesterday. He needs to be protected from environment because immunity yake body is very low. The immunity is very weak. They need to be protected and covered. They're very fragile. So such a child, when you begin exposing, even you better only have your baby very soon. That the first week you want to invite to kuja tuone mtoto, tunamshikashika tunambeba, ati watu namkiss kwa forehead kwa mdomo. Yeah, that child you'll just begin seeing them falling sick and even they can die.
Absolutely.
So when a child has been born, needs a lot of protection. Just the same as a young marriage. So a marriage imeanza tu hivi ndio sister yake ameoleka wapi, so sister yako anakuja kaa na nyinyi, ndio imeanza tu. I think this couple needs time to grow, to bond, to know each other. They're now sending relatives to them. That's why we talk about marriage being living and cleaving. You don't marry a woman. You don't marry her when she's coming to my house, or she's coming with all her brothers and sisters. Or me, I'm bringing all my brothers and sisters to our marriage. It's between the two of us to at least keep a distance and have some rules on how we are going to engage our relatives.
All right, I like that. Pastor Suna, I think we're good now.
Thank you.
You know, Pastor Sue, I know from your background, because we've interacted for so long.
Yes.
You come from a very well-off family.
Very true.
Ulikuwa na chapanya.
Kabisa.
Ulikuwa na maziwa.
Hiyo ni kweli.
Kwa hivyo hakuna maneno ya kukuwa hosted.
Hapana, me, I was never hosted.
But I'm sure you have dealt with people who have been hosted.
Oh, yes.
Because look at the comments, a lot of people, as much as this conversation is two-way, wale wamekuwa hosted, like the way medically ameshare, they've gone through quite a bit.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate because when you are hosted, you are under the mercy of the person who has hosted you. And one of the things that I have seen about hosting someone, especially relatives, it's because of one thing that is so devastating. You have no power to correct and rebuke anything that you see is wrong happening through them. Why? They feel entitled, what Beryl has said. And they feel this is my sister's house, this is my brother's house. We are here because we are supposed to be here. And so that's where now the challenge comes, because when you lose the power of correction and rebuke, then you feel helpless. And from there you begin to pile up negative emotions. And from there you begin also getting sick. We were coming discussing on the way with my son and Pastor Morena, and I was telling them, one of the greatest gift of having the nuclear family without having the extended family is because you are able to express your feelings. And biologically and scientifically it has been proven that people who keep negative emotions, probably we are staying with you and you want to correct me but you don't know my reaction and you keep on keeping it inside you, it causes inflammation inside the body, and you begin having ulcers, you begin having high blood pressure, diabetes. You can actually get chronic condition even when you are eating very well.
From the stress.
From the stress of relatives. Yeah, even others get mental disorders. You find that you have uncontrolled anger, you don't sleep, you have insomnia, you have this syndrome of Hapa syndrome. Every place of you aches, every part of your body aches. Why? You have this stress and you don't know what you can do. And one of the advices that I would do, and I have seen Pastor Munene do that, is when my relative comes to stay or maybe want to come and stay with us a few days, I am the person who is in charge of that person. And I ask them, now that you have come, for how long are you going to stay here? Because by Monday, as we are leaving, even if we are not leaving. Yes, because tunatoka. Because I don't want this person to stay for too long and suffocate us, because there's that space of Munene. I don't want Munene to feel like when he's coming out, if you are staying in a small room, that he's coming out with a towel and he has to put a vest and a t-shirt inside. Whereas when we are there, he can easily just come out with his towel. You're getting that? There are times that you people want to have tuatua. As a husband and a wife, even during the day, in the evening. You can't, because you are fearing you might moan, and then the relative will hear. So there are a lot of disadvantages. For me, I don't see much of disadvantage. I see a lot of disadvantage because you are never yourself. You have to package yourself, look like you are okay. You know, there are also in-laws who come, and because he's the brother to my husband, he also wants, when I wash clothes, I wash for him. When I serve my husband, I serve him. He doesn't want to go to the kitchen because according to the tradition, a man should never go to the kitchen. You see these things? So it's like I'm married to two men. I have two husbands. And so the person I see suffering so much is the woman. Because now you have to balance this person, especially if it's from your husband's side, you are people you can be able to arrange. The women, we are able to know how to negotiate that. But when it comes from the other family, it's very difficult for you to have control over your brother, your sister. Some of them, they eat and leave plates there. You get the point. So the people that you destroy most are your children. And especially if you're in the formative age, where we say that a child below 12 years, because that's when you are forming values in a child. So you had told your son, now your daughter, wakimaliza kukula, they should pick up their plates and take them to the kitchen. But this one eats and leaves everything on top of the table. So you find there are a lot of things that these people are undoing. Remember, you have no control over the character of the person you have hosted. But you have control over your children. And if they're in the formative stage, the children get confused. Why does dad tell us to do this and this one is not asked? So they find they're not able to know who to follow, and that can bring a lot of confusion to your children. Some of the children who have been sexually molested have been molested by the relatives. I remember there's a family I was handling some years back over the husband. I think it is the husband's brother or the wife. They hosted him because he's the last born. So both parents died. So they took this young brother who is their last born to live with them. Then when he lived with them, he started moving out. You know the way boys just go and get bad company. And this boy became a gay. You get the point? This boy became a gay. And because he was a gay, he would sleep with everyone. And then they had these two little boys. One was in Study 4, the other one was in Study 7. And he started sleeping with them.
What?
So the whole family, so the children started getting sick, they would come. Then one day I suggested to the parents, can we do all the tests to certify what is this? How comes we are giving all the strong antibiotics and there's no response? Only to find the two boys were HIV positive. Brought by the brother-in-law. Who came when he was in Study 7, has been there, but initiated these boys into homosexuality. And when I think the father he was saying he's going to kill this boy. But what happened? They brought an innocent person, got into bad company, because you have no control over someone's life, but you have control over your children, you know, and used to sodomize them. And in the bedroom, because they only had 2 bedrooms, he would put a knife and tell them, the day you tell mom and dad that I'm doing what I'm doing to you, I'll kill you. So these children grew up in fear. You're getting that. So there are a lot of disadvantages. I have seen also, you know, whereby I invite my sister, my younger sister, to stay with my children, and then she begins now to teach them other things that I have not taught them. They become lesbian, they start watching porn in my house. You're getting that. Or a husband sleeps with your sister, gets a child, and at the end of the day, mumezaa watoto wa the same man. So me, mambo ya relatives, I'll help you, but I'll feed you with a very long spoon. If I'm staying in Nakasarani, I'll get a house in Zimmerman or wherever. If I'm staying in Kiambu, I'll look a house. Watch and nilipe 2 houses for the sake of my peace and the peace of my children, and bring up my children the way we want. The sanity. Because I have no control rebuking you, you know, correcting you, because there are those boundaries. Not many people know how to keep boundaries. And because of that, that has destroyed so many families. So for me, keeping relatives in the family, unless there's an emergency of sickness. And ikiprolong, tuhame hiyo nyumba, tutafute ingine iko na SQ, nimpeleke huko tuachwe the main house. And I'm not selfish for the sake of my children. Yes, if they are young.
Wow, that was powerful, Pastor. So thank you for the examples you've given. Remember, we want also to hear your thoughts at home. Just talk to us. You know, have you ever lived with relatives? Was it a blessing, or was it also a source of conflict, or all these things that Pastor Sue has just brought up? We'll be looking at your comments shortly. Keep them coming. Now, Metal, let me come to you. Of course, as we know, being Africans, we know we live in a community. You know, unasikia, you know, somebody has lost their parents. You take this person in the same way Pastor Sue is saying this small boy was taken in, right? That's what we are, Africans, you know. But then, so where do we draw the line? That, okay, we can help, but also I want to keep the sanity, you know, to keep my family intact, so that there's no, you know, there's no interruption with the things that we do, the values that we see as a family and everything.
I think Pastor Sue has given us a very good point. And I think in such a situation, we need to have rules and regulations in that house. Because this is a person, maybe tumesema, he's an orphan now. He has nowhere to go. He's coming in our house. So we tell them, in our house, this is how we do things.
Wonderful.
So you are still saying it's okay, they can still come to the house.
it's now impossible for us to send him away to support him from anywhere. That's why you use a big spoon. But now this is a small child, maybe has lost parents. Now we are bringing him in.
Right.
We tell him this is our house and this is how we do. In this house we wake up by 6. When we wake up by 6, we begin cleaning. In this house, we don't do this, going to sit with the neighbors on the balcony, storytelling. So he must adhere to the house rules.
Wonderful.
Or else you tell him the day I'll find that you are not sticking to the rules, you will just pack and go. Because the same rules applies also to my children. Not that I'm giving you rules because I don't like you. This rules applies to you and also to my children. So that we don't have that conflict. Because we're saying that now there are some rules for my kids when they leave plates on the table. I tell them, take the plates away. But when he leaves, I can't talk about it. You have come under me fully, then submit fully.
Wonderful.
And it's also very dangerous. As we are saying that now we don't want people to host kids, we have also been very keen, even us, to take kids away, to go and visit relatives or whatever. Even if it's going to see their grandmothers at home, we must be there.
Must.
We have made it, yes. Let us send our kids to our kind of show for this December lesson. No, we go all of us.
Why is
for
that?
Why
is that?
You see what Pastor Swa said? Things like someone saying that I ask anybody, when did you have your first sexual intercourse? Who was it? My cousin, my niece.
Yes.
When did it happen? When you went for December holidays, or when he came to stay with us? They begin with these people who we are hosting in our homes. So if we can't have rules on how we are going to handle our children, you just tell them, go and stay with the show this holiday. We'll come and pick you when the schools open. We said for us nothing like that. We stay with our kids. When holidays come, we take them. We go with them there to care for 3 days. We go back with them again. If you are coming to visit us, we must know, who is this child who's going to spend with my son?
Wow.
What is his character?
Is it possible to know people like that?
Yes, it's very possible.
If you are not sure, separate them. Let your son sleep alone. Let him coach. Let him sleep on the couch. But just saying, this boy, he looks good. You'll be sleeping with my son.
So there has to be so much intention about.
You know, parenting is so intentional and so serious. And if you just take it that, this is our kid, they don't want to happen. We've been sitting down with our kids. They're just 10 years old. Where? Kana wanza kusikia what things that they know. A young child, almost 4 years old, came and told my daughter that my dad is cheating on my mother.
Allah?
A 4-year-old. What does a 4-year-old know about cheating?
Cheating.
Yes, they know what is happening so well. Sit with them and you'll see what that is. So this child is just an innocent child. I think, in fact, you mix boys and girls.
Yes.
You just put a mattress, and these are just boys who are kids. Watch your mattress moja, your daughter, your son, your cousin, your daughter, your son, all of them same mattress. At siku watago taanza kujua, they know everything. When you hear things like now HIV beginning to spread to asangu shanga, ilitokezea wapi. So be very keen and be very careful when you are parenting. When they come in your house, set clear rules. I don't want to see you in this room when this one is dressing. I don't want to see you in the same bathroom with so and so.
Yes.
There is no sharing of clothes anyhow in this house. This is your closet. This is where you'll put your clothes, no crossing over. This is where how you'll be eating. This you sit on the dining table. I don't see you. Let it be very clear.
Very clear.
If you find any issue, it's punishable to all of them, plus your children. You don't punish. Let this child not feel like mimi nachukiwa, huwa anapigwa kila siku. Let them see, kama nikiboke na kunyanga kwa hii nyumba, today I'll cane my son, tomorrow I'll cane you, I'll cane my daughter. It's all for everybody. Not you. Also, it's very bad when you just begin showing that partiality. You cane this boy today, kila siku. Mbona nyumba ni chafu? When James kuja, mbona wewe ndio mkubwa? You may find that maybe he's older than your children. You begin blaming every now and then. Why is the house dirty? James, come here. You know you are the one who should be leading by example. You know you are the old one here. Why is the food? Don't show so that partiality. Let them see that love and know that we are loved all. If we are being disciplined, it's also out of love.
Everybody.
Wonderful.
Beryl, what do you think of what Pastor Sue said about helping from a distance? Mimi niko Zimmerman, wewe uko Kasarani. Spoon mrefu.
Thank you, Betty.
Yes.
There is something Pastor Sue said, and also what you mentioned earlier about African being communal or something like that. You know, long time ago, we used to be very communal, and you know why? We used to go to relatives and such like. It's because the people used to fetch livelihood from farming, and people used to own very large acres of land. So when you go to your uncle, you would be like a workforce or something. So you are going there to be productive, okay? But now with modernization and such, like, people are employed, so we cannot do the things we used to do then, where cousins would be sleeping on the floor and you are just there, all of you.
Yes,
In the era of technology, there is a lot of access to information. Those days, the only information were our grandmothers, grandfathers teaching us how to be women, teaching women to cook and such like. But now it is TikTok.
Yes,
it is people accessing porn as early as 13 years. So we cannot assume the same cultural traits that we are going to do them now.
Embrace.
You are coming to Nairobi, and now you are expecting how you are saying, it is African to help each other. Just come. You are going, two of you. The only thing you do is to sit on the couch the whole day and watch TikTok. It is your uncle doing everything and their wife, and still you are entitled. You are saying, why mbona aliamka na kunisalimia? Ama wewe bibi yake ameanza kunionyesha attitude, unaenda kupost TikTok. Okay? Alafu unasema naachia Mungu. Now that's how they now do. Something small nimeachia Mungu. So another thing that they have to know, if you are living with somebody, be an asset. Don't be a liability.
Wonderful.
Okay? Do anything, even if it is just providing a positive energy to kids, sing to kids. Be somebody who can be missed. You can't be a liability. And you are not so special that just being there as a portrait will be adding value to this family. So if you come there, just do something. Wash plates. If you find a job, even if they are rich people, buy tomatoes. Come with the groceries. Just extend a gesture of kindness.
I like that.
And also try to put yourself in these people's shoes. If I were the one hosting, what would I be expecting?
Okay, all right.
And lower your expectations. Don't come there thinking that if Betty buys a bag, I also want a bag like yours. Leave me some of your shoes. And you just came the other month. You don't even have a job.
All right.
What I was just saying before Pastor Su comes in, that issue of you being a burden, it's also very disgusting to the hosts.
Disgusting.
Yes.
That's a strong word.
We are hosting you,
Yeah.
and then you got a job. We don't want your salary, but do something. Let us just wake up one day to put ushaunda breakfast, no bread. We haven't
Surprise us.
No, I decided to let me just buy breakfast. One day just come with the 1 kg of meat. Useme leo nataka nimenunua.
Wonderful.
We'll feel this guy is worth hosting. Unasema unaniambia Salano, how much do you always pay?
I love you, son.
Thank you. You come and just ask me, Salano, how much do you pay your Wi-Fi? Tunalipanga 5K ama 3K. Na hii mwezi ndawalipia 3K. I feel part of this guy I'm hosting. But you guy, you I'm hosting in this house. Legs on the table, on the table throughout. We don't know. You come in the evening with the yogurt. You go to your bedroom. Unaliki. So kids are like, Uncle, kona yogurt in the house. Surely, you go with your yogurt in the room. Unakulia huko. Unakulia kwa meza.
That's so real.
It's true. You are coming in the room as you are eating and sukuma.
Na kununua tu yogurt kidogo tu watoto wengine.
Haujanunua yogurt. Sisi tunakula ugali na sukuma. Ati mimi nimeshiba. Utakula. So you are running another house in our house, whereby you have your own meals in that room. You have your own soap in that room. But when it comes to washing, unarusha nguo hapo, zioshwa na zingine zote. No, be sensible.
Be sensible.
Be mature enough.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes. Wow.
Okay, let's look at some of the comments. The mingi way. Okay. Hi Betty, manze kuishi na relatives si rahisi at all. Unatumikanga kama duster walai. Na ni ile mtu hananga otherwise.
Huyo ni Gen Z.
Ni Gen Z.
Hao wanalia sana.
Unasema ni ile mtu hananga otherwise, so inabidi uvumilie na ambia DJ aweke aache confusion, aweke atapita yana mwisho. Tabi from Mombasa.
Oh my, it's true. It's true. Me, I agree with her. Yes.
All right. Hi Betty and your team. Following at Mukuru Kayaba, topic is ablaze. Cheers.
Wow.
Thank you. Okay. Hey Betty, the topic is fire. So educative. Thank you. Somebody here saying kuishi na relatives ain't a joke. Wase hukwa wamechukiana ajab.
Good.
No wonder mi spendi story ya kwenda kwa relatives, of which kuna wenye hututembelea, but mimi kwenda kwa watu is a no.
Good.
Okay. Hello Betty, following from Nakuru. Yani hakuna kitu mbaya kushinda kwa wenyewe. Mi hata afadhali niteswe na sistake babangu kuliko sistake mamangu. It's not easy.
Yes.
Tuned from Kenya, where mumeasha my ulcers relatives, hii nikisikia naweza enda kwa majirani mguu. My marriage was destroyed, broken by relatives. Hello, hapa ni Dimitri. Kuishi na mtu wa ukoo hapo inakuanga noma. But some of us to that point is survival. Okay, 2 more here. Hi, Betty. For sure, it's not easy to stay with relatives. At that point, you won't have peace, privacy, because they're all over. And again, others take your family issues outside. The show is lit. Where ni mingi, keep them coming as we continue.
That's very true.
And also, as you react to that, also talk to us. Is there a limit? And is there like a design of who should come? Like you said, if it's an orphan, maybe ni mtoto mdogo ameachwa, maybe from your family, from your sister, from your brother. Ama kuna wale wanasema wa TikTok, wale 25-year-old ni mtu anaweza fanya job lakini anakuja kukaa kwa sister yangu.
No, if you
is there a limit and what should that
if you are over 25 years, you must get out of my house. And if I'm to give you a space, I can give you 1 room. That is if I have a big house. But if I have a small house, let's say 1 bedroom, I think I will not accommodate any person in the sense that we need also that space, and especially if I have children.
Okay.
Because I can forget what you did and you said, but my children will never forget.
All right. Okay.
We need to understand that, because children learn by what they see and what they hear. It is manke see, manke do.
Yeah.
So if this person is watching porn, you know, because the table room is just one, and my children are there, is he not going to bring this influence to my children? Yes. If this person is putting songs that are ungodly, women naked, what energy are you bringing in this house? Okay. And that's why I said one of the greatest, I think, devastating element when you keep a relative is inability to correct and to rebuke someone. Okay. That one, nobody takes it light, because the Adamic nature does not want correction. We are just proud in a way. And so I would advise people, especially, unless you have a very big house, that you can give somebody to stay, anakuja anakula supper, and then goes and stays in his house. Akitaka kufua nguo, kuna tapu huko nje. You know, we must separate issues. Okay. Even when we are bringing our parents, I'm talking of our parents, it is important for us to know, are they really interfering with the well-being of our children? Okay. Because for me, I can be able to forbear my parents. But if it's not so, if we are able, that's what I would do. I would get a bigger house where there is a servant quarter and keep my mom and dad there, so that if it is my dad who is sick, when my mom comes, they are there. Na mzee wake. But me, my main house, I'm still with my children. Those boundaries are very important. Okay. However, there are communities like the Indians, that have been brought up with families and they have no issue. But in Africa, my dear, ningumu, because of the strain of the finances. And so that's one of the things that we need to be very careful. And remember when a husband and a wife are, let's say, for example, we are growing, there are those ideas that we speak, you know, I'm planning to buy a car, hey, for what? And this person is here listening. Then unasikia hizo maneno you shared with your husband as expectations in the rural area. Your mother calls you and ati kuna gari nasikia mnataka kununua. Sasa ni gari mtanunua au ni nini mtanijengea? You get the point. So this person you thought you have brought at being a relative, yeye ndiye anapeleka mushene. Everything you talk, you share, something an idea. That's why you find there's a lot of enmity, as we are saying, because there are a lot of things that are leaking out to the people that should not know some of these things. Even things could be on the foundation we are trying to build up this thing, and you find that thing just is aborted. Why? You brought a person here who is a spy. He spies what goes on. Hey, wacha nikwambie Pastor Munene huku ndiye anaoshanga vyombo. You get the point? Yeye ndiye anatoanga watoto pampers. And you see, probably I was not there, the house girl was not there. I'm at the place of work, msichana ameenda. You know, there are those dynamic in the urban and in town. So you find now when I go home, my mother-in-law or my mother, they are looking at me in a very funny way, because the relative that I brought here, just one day that Munene changed the pampers, amekuwa kichange pamper. You get that? So amekaliwa, hata mkimuona huku ana advise watu, she's not what she claims to be. And you find there's a lot of confusion because these people have their own energy. And remember, this person, if you got them when they are adult, you can't change an adult. They have already formed an opinion and values in them. So it becomes very hard to assimilate this person who has already formed, you know. So deal with your people. If you are the man, deal with your people. If you are the woman, deal with your people. And maximum, nobody should stay in your house more than 3 days, because familiarity brings contempt. Oh yes. You know, I'm wondering, okay, when you say that, as when we look at the messages,
kuna watu pia wengi wanasema wananyanyaswa na the people who are hosting them.
Yes.
Is there a way that they can be helped? Because maybe for sure you need this support, you need this person to host you, but a lot of the comments are coming from a lot of animosity in between the people who are being hosted. You know, is there a way that they can control it? How can somebody control that?
Now, when you are hosted, you have to stay by the rules of that family. Remember, I can't host you and you come to tell me you should not do this. It's going to bring tension. Yes. And because for these few years, maybe 2, 3 years, 4 years that you're in campus, you need me at that particular time, I would say, try to camouflage. Still the way this woman and this man want. Wewe ukipata kwako, you will go to exercise the things that you learned and the things that you need to unlearn. But this is not a place to come and correct your host. Ati kwa nini munakula ugali na mimi mumenipatia ile mchele ilibaki jana. No, you stay, just assume all is well. Yeah, because now if you talk and you are chased away, at the end of the day you will suffer. So you can just learn. You can learn from that. A human being can be able to adapt. You know, adapt and stay, unless it is not sexual.
Protect yourself. When
it is sexual, no, run for your life.
Okay.
The only molestation that you feel you cannot bear, it is any sexual.
Okay.
If you are staying,
maybe the husband is taking
advantage of the good. Or even my brother-in-law, we have now started becoming friends. Yes. We even discussed my husband with my brother-in-law. Yeah. I got a family where we were doing counseling with Pastor Munene, and all the children of this woman are for the younger brother.
Allah?
Yeah. Amezaa na the, because huyu mzee ni mkali sana. He has a problem with erectile dysfunction. He has a premature ejaculation. So what he did, the wife one day shared, and the brother got in. But the man has brought up these children thinking they are his children. Kumbe, the 3 children belong to the younger brother.
Kenya.
You get it? Yes, Kenya. It's very common. Very, very common. And so the things that you are thinking, you are bringing a brother ati umsaidia kiwa university. Kumbe, ndiye anakugongea when you are not there. So, yes, nasima yai. So you have to be very careful. I'm telling you, bringing relatives, the disadvantages are more than the advantages. Okay. And so this balancing is very important. So when you are in someone's family, since you can't change an adult, you can't. There are things now I can't change, Betty. You just have to live by them. It's just like my accent. I can't talk like an UK or an American. I can only talk like a Kenyan. So there are things an adult, especially our age, that we are not able to change. Wewe, soma huyu mama, emotional intelligence. Jua, she loves vyombo zikiwa zimeoshwa, ainikuwe home by 6. You know, stay by the rules, as Alanu has said, because you are not cemented there. Soon you are going to get out of there and get your own home. Go and correct the things that you saw from your host doing. What you found was good, amplify that. What you know that was done wrong, go and correct it in your home. But doing it in their presence, that can bring a lot of animosity and a lot of enmity and resentment. And I feel like you're not grateful for what I'm doing. Yes.
Mentally, is there a time that somebody can say enough is enough? Enough is enough with your uncle. And at what point does that come?
Before I
especially being somebody who's being hosted.
Yeah, I think there's also those who are complaining that they're being harassed by the hosts. I think also we should also look at ourselves as the hostee. Are you playing by the rules of the house? We said that when you go to Rome, do what Romans do. You come to my house, in my capacity I can only afford sukuma. You tell me sikulangi sukuma. Tukipika chai asubuhi situmiangi ya maziwa. Tukikula sijui mchana situmiangi iko na sijui kala what? Food color. So you have come in our house and you want to begin telling us how to run you. Instead of you coming and running under our house. So this one, so you find that it's very hard for us even to help you. So I think when you come in a house, you wake up in the morning, you go and find you are cleaning plates. Maji hakuna, maybe ni mnaendanga mtoni, you brought some water there in the house. You are asking, leo mnapika ni lunch, I can help you cook. I don't know how this person will begin mistreating you.
That's very true.
It will be very hard because I'm finding a person I'm hosting who is so easy to live with.
Wow.
By the time as we're waking up maybe at 8 on Sunday, the person woke up at 6. She has done so much. She has made tea. You're like, you did everything. So you feel this person is good. But now you are a person who's always crashing. Unasikia vitu ziko kwa village. and there's nobody else who knows apart from this person. Obvious, the host will begin having some friction with you.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Kwa nyumba, wewe kazi yako ni Wi-Fi na TikTok online throughout. Ni YouTube. Alafu mnaanza kusema ati wananikazie TV, tumeona tuna ma TV watu wamekufa maacha ma TV hata hao watakuwa tuache ma TV zao hizo. You are just talking bitter because you are in someone's house, you don't want them to bend to your rules.
Yes.
It is someone's house.
So be humble.
Be humble. And also now, you have tried your best, but this person is still mistreating you. You've tried your best, unapata, like me, I will go and bring the water. I'm trying to please this person kabisa. Because when I was desperate, sina mali pa ukaa, let me bring water, ni mop, nikamwambia mop, I don't say no. I mop, I do everything, I wash plates. Yes, na bado napata, bado naekeo tu pressure. Mtu bado yuko satisfied. That's not the point you can say, I think, hapa sitaweza kukaa. I've tried as a guest.
Yes.
I've tried my best. When you tell me to wash plates, I wash and even go extra and wash even clothes. When you tell me to clean the house, I clean the house and even go and clean the veranda and even sweep the compound. When you tell me go to the shop, I bring the milk and even make the tea. I'm trying to do an extra, but you still mistreat me. Then I think I cannot stay. There are those who are hostile like that. There are those who just want hawakutaki tu. Even however much you do, unakuja na sukari, kilo moja unapata kwa dustbin kesho. Nani kwambia ununue sukari? You think you can't afford sugar in this house? You ask someone, I was thinking, I can help you pay the Wi-Fi for this month. Kwa nadhani sasa tuna shilingi 3 ya kulipa Wi-Fi. So you find that you are trying to be good, but this one they're not. So I think at that point unasema hapana hapa. Imetosha. There's that elastic limit unasema no. I can't.
Wonderful.
Unaweza pata sukari kwa dustbin.
Imagine.
It happens.
Hand money.
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at some messages over here from our social media engagements. Let's just look at that. Nakwambia maneno ni moto. All right, let's go. Let's see what you're saying online. Okay, Doreen Kawaira, you're saying conflict pro max. Suzy Mweni unasema I need a whole week to give the story. All right, another one over here, tuone. Okay, this is Winnie Onyangu unasema both, but I do take the positive ones. Okay, there you're saying you seeing a cup half full or half empty. Penina Maingi unasema I can never repeat the same mistake twice. So yako haikuwaka. All right, let's move on and see. Helda Akeng unasema lived with this girl. Mpaka umemtaja jina, Masio Lesi well in college. She treated me well. Mungu akubariki sana mama. At least there's a positive story. Moving on to another one here. This one is Vanessa Wamboy. You're saying depends with the level of respect. It can either work perfectly or end tragically. I have experienced both. Ladies are easier to live with than male. Is it true, Pastor Sue? It's easier to live with females.
Yeah, when you are a female. Yes.
How come? Okay, because mwanaume.
Because mwanaume anaweza kukutekia advantage na. Yes.
Okay. Okay, ni sawa tumeelewa. Elizabeth Peter, you say a total blessing, stepping stone and a bridge to making it in life. Thank you. Sabina Mwika, you're a mentor, Auntie we wavata. Okay, nimeelewa. All right, that's a positive one. Yeah, nasema it's a bridge, it's a bridge. Make Jane. Umeanza na we. This is another traumatizing topic. Imagine unakazana kufanya kazi, ukitoka huku you become the topic ati vile ulikuwa unaiba. Deep down, sijawahi spend any amount of money enye sio yangu. I had my savings. Tena. Since then, niliambia Mungu, hata wewe umeona I have tried, but hatred ya hawa watu ni mingi tu hivo. I think mentally this is what you're saying, that you really try, but they still just, they still hate you. So you don't have to really endure that, right? That's true. Okay, Machiegwa Maslini unasema, I don't like living kwa watu. Kama sio kwetu basi kwangu. I always find myself so uncomfortable living with people, not necessarily relatives, but I have never liked living kwa watu. Awe dadangu, awe kakangu, sitaki kuishi kwa mtu. Mimi once lived kwa dadangu, sikupenda kile nilikipitia. Maslin, pole sana. Ina sound kama ulipitia maneno mingi sana. All right, Joan Maxwell unasema it was an eye-opener to me. Like I remember the wife of that relatives I was staying with would come from work, find me watching news at 7 p.m. She could switch off the TV from the socket and tell me to get something to do. She could further tell me that I shouldn't board their family car while people were going to church. I took them as a life lessons. I went to the university, studied hard. Unasikia hii? anachukua remote anasema enda ufanye kitu ya kufanya.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you deal with that?
This is a bitter woman.
Yeah.
And that's why when a woman is emotionally wounded,
Yeah.
that woman can really hurt every person who is around
Yes,
them.
yes, yes.
And that's why it's very important to heal from inside and look for therapy. Because there are things that we passed on when we were young.
Yes.
And if this is not taken care of, we can actually keep on hurting people, because a hurting woman will keep on hurting others. You know, a frustrated woman will keep on frustrating others. And that's why it's very important to heal, especially the childhood emotional trauma. And so when you find a woman who is just looking for mistake, they are just having a fault-finding mentality, anakutafutia tu makosa, this is a woman who is wounded, maybe probably by the husband or the place of work, or even as she grew up, there are some things that she went through that traumatized her. And so she's on a revenge mission. So most of the women, they don't just project because of you, probably because of something that happened.
Yes.
And now because she feels like she has authority over you, now empties that frustration to you. So take it easy if you have no alternative, but if you have alternative, run for your life, because your mental wellness is very important. But if you're not able because of financial constraints, then you can just forbear. After that, you can go and live your life without much push. Yeah, from the people around you.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Metley, coming to you, is there a way that as soon as, you know, these relatives check in and they're living with you, you can still maintain a sanity with your family? Like, you know, asking your kids, okay, this is happening, and believing them, because a lot of the stories and the comments also were like, you know, this uncle took advantage of me, but when I went to tell my parents, they were not, you know, I think they were not understanding or, you know, accepting that maybe something might have happened. How is that one way of that somebody can take care of their family in that space?
I think it begins by how open you are to your children, from how they're grown from down there. There are parents who have never developed a close relationship with their children. So even a child can't even trust you with any information. You dismiss anything they tell you, because now you are the king in that house, and they're like kids who don't know what they're saying. So even a child begins with a simple thing like, nani alinichapa kwa shule? Hasa unataka mimi nifanye nini? Nile nimchape. So the child even now fears reporting anything to you. So when they begin, what Pastor was saying, that a person tells you, if you ever report, I'll kill you. A child believes, because I know, even my father can't defend me, my mother can't defend me. But when you begin having a conversation with your children as young as possible, engage them, ask them questions. How are you doing? How are your friends? Did anybody bully you? You'll find them reporting any senseless thing. Take it very seriously. Someone came and drank my water in school. That was bad. Who was that who drank water? He's just drinking water like that. Report to the teacher tomorrow, okay? No, someone took my rubber. You say, even you take someone's rubber. Don't dismiss them. Let them grow up knowing that they can confide in you. And if anything will happen, we've told even our kids who are still very young, if someone even touches you here or anywhere, come and report it. So if they'll see anything strange from this relative, wanaambia ati ebu kuja, let me see your pant, which color are you wearing? He'll come and tell me, Dad, do you know that uncle sent me that he wants to see the color of my pant? Because he's used to reporting, or she's used to reporting to me, and I'm always responsive to her. So as a parent, let us be close to our kids and let them be open to us in any way they have.
All right, I love that. Beryl, as you wind up, your final thoughts to the hosts and to the hostees.
Yeah, my final thought to the host is that both of us must extend a bit of grace, and mostly people hurt because they are hurt, as Mam Sue said. And one of the things that make people to host more often, even if they are not in the position to host other people, is especially moms when they deliver kids. You find that they are not comfortable with the house elves or something, or some of them do not even have the house elves. So they just bring people from the village, the mother-in-law, or some auntie, and they end up even causing a lot of tension. And these mothers, even some of them have postpartum depression, escalated because of the environment that is now in the house. So I think if you can get a neutral helper, just get a person whom you can pay. Because even if you bring these relatives, you will still pay them, but still you have to be, to really conform, to make them comfortable. And accommodate them. Yeah, so I think if you are hosted, be patient with the person hosting you and be valuable, okay? And if you are a host, whatever outcome, just do the best you can, because whether a person who is not satisfied, whether you go extra mile or bare minimum, they will always complain. And we would really advise you help them from a distance if you can. Lastly, my husband and I began a company. It is important because this is the last whatever
yes,
thing.
yes, yes.
Yeah, it's called Marriage on Purpose. We mentor youths, teenagers, adolescents, couples, marriages. So it's called Marriage on Purpose. It's registered, and that's what we are doing. And if you are around Nairobi next week, we are at Ruach Ministry. We welcome all couples and people who are dating.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
What will we be learning?
We'll be discussing, being a Valentine Eve, we'll be talking about, is it relatives again?
No.
It's just, yeah, intimacy.
Lovey-dovey,
Yeah, for
intimacy.
couples, yeah.
Okay. And the books, Medclay?
Yeah, and the books, finally,
Yes.
I've heard people saying about marriages breaking because of relatives.
Yes, actually, that was a comment.
You've heard that someone saying that my sister took my husband.
Yes.
How did that take? Did she take your husband from their home? No, you brought your sister to your house. That's how she took your husband. You have seen such things. You are oh, my marriage ended because of relatives. Because my wife can't allow me to bring my relatives, but yeye anataka tu wake wakuje.
Yes,
So
yes.
tunaanza kuwa na konflikta mileta wetu, so inakuwa ni vita, then our marriage ends. So marriages even end because of just this thing of relatives. So be very careful. So we have books for marriages, and even those who are dating, we have 5 books. Healing after infidelity, if you are been heartbroken, you need healing, that book will really help you. We have conflict management for those who are in marriages, you have issues, you want to learn how to solve them, the book will really help you. We have another book called Sacred Intimacy.
Yes.
A very hot book for those who are in a boring marriage.
Emotional
It will bring back
connection,
life.
To spice it up.
It will spice it up. We have Bridging the Distance for those on long distance marriages.
Yes.
Someone's in Katara, mwingine ako Kenya, it will help you to bond
Your
despite
long
the
distance,
distance.
though.
Inasumbua sana. Then finally we have a book for those who are dating and those who are still single. It's called From Lust to Lasting Love. A very good guide for those who are single. If you need all these books plus our counseling sessions, you can call us on 0728 794 307, 0728 794 307, or 0716 876169. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, I like that. All right, Pastor Sue, before I come to you, let me just sample 1 or 2 messages over here. As sababu zilikuwa mingi tuseme tu atukusema. Sometimes it's hard to discipline a relative, even if you discipline all correctively. I think you said you wanted to say collectively. They will always say you are subjecting them to torture. That's Martin from Rwaka. Okay, hi, hello Betty. This is Bernard nikiwa Lakisama. Haki topic is very educative. I remember I was hosted by relatives nikiwa Form 1 and 2, and it was hell. Kila kitu ni mimi most of the time. I used to go to fetch water in the morning and got to the farm in the evening ikitoka shule. Okay, interesting. Hello Betty, I can't stay with my relative because wanakuja kusimamisha maisha yangu. Wangu unakuja na hakuna kulala na kupatia fare. Humphrey Otori. Unasema kwa watu wakai, ukikuja unapatiwa fare unarudi bado umetoka. Okay. All right, let's last one here. Hello Betty and team, topic ni noma sana. Kuishi na relatives haikwangi rahisi. Kuna mwingine kazi yangu tulileta huku kwetu, alikuwa mjuaji mpaka anatushinda. Kutukosoa kila kitu tunafanya. Living with relatives is hectic sana. Wacha akuje atembee alafu arudi tu kwao.
Kuna kitu mtu amenikumbusha hapo hivyo. We had a relative.
Yeah.
Maybe you feel your home is not very safe. You are going to hide in his place. Ukifika hapo hivyo asubuhi anatoka almost na anakuambia so ukienda wasalimie, anakupatia transport. Ukienda I'm like sikuwa naenda leo. Why are you giving me transport? Now I understand why he was doing so.
Yeah.
I personally understand why he was doing so.
Well,
Unaweza fanya hivyo because hujaniambia unakuja, ukipiga simu, hujanipa notice umekuja tu na bag. Wewe enda wasalimie ukienda.
Mtu anachukuliwa fare. Aya, Sasu, finish for us what you have to say as you get give us your number.
Yeah, I just want to say that it is very sad when your daughter and your son is sexually molested by a relative before they are 18 years. That's so painful because at that time, that's when we are bringing them up. From 18 years, that is an adult. But before 18 years, it will be very, very painful that your daughter or your son was sodomized or raped by a relative. Those wounds never heal. And so as a mother and a father, you have to consider what are the people that you're bringing in your house? What are the values? What are their behavior? That's very key. Don't just bring people and then end up hurting your children in the name of being generous and being, and being good to people in expense of your children's peace. And also, the values that you have cultivated in them. That's what I would say. Another very important point as I go is that The husband is the head of the wife, but the head of the home is God. So that family, you must always ensure that as a husband and a wife, God becomes the head of that home so that that home can stay stable. I want to say this. Before I became a pastor, I was already in the medical field, and I've been practicing for the last over 25 years. We have a medical center that is in Kasarani, a place called Seasons. The first right turn utaona Clay City Medical Center. It has been there for over 25 years. When you come there, when you are a man, we are able to rectify anything that you did, masturbation side effects, anything like premature ejaculation, your penis that has become small because of the side effects of masturbation. If you have diabetes, we are able to reverse that. If you have high blood pressure, we also reverse that. Arthritis, we give palliative care to all cancer patients, and we boost your immune system so that you can be able to stand against this monster. And so when you come there, you will find me and other doctors, and we are not herbalists, we are medical doctors. So when you come there, you are able to get your services. Please, men, don't destroy your marriage and don't have erectile dysfunction au unamwaga haraka and then uharibu familia yako. My number is 0712 265 746. 0712 265 746, and that's my number. If you want counseling, if you want me to come and speak to the schools, I will teach them the side effects of masturbation. This Valentine, we are at Rainbow Hotel. It's gonna be powerful. Make sure you make your reservation. God bless you.
Amen.
Yes.
Pastor Sue.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let me just sample one last or two last messages over here. Let's see. Nakwambia topic ya leo.
It was powerful.
By room na mai, it's the entitlement that makes the stay difficult. Accept hapo si kwenyu and roll with it. This is what they was saying.
Yes.
Si lazima. Unajua entitlement, kuwe careful now. Chenya updates. Okay. Conflict on conflict, but kama si wao singeamka kutoka kwa a comfort zone. Kweli afukuzae hakuambii toka. So you're saying that actually wao ndo walikuchangamsha ukatoka uka work hard in life. CK unique debate. Unasema my foster parents were God sent. It was a blessing. They not only wished me well, they spoke life in my life. Wow. All right.
That's wonderful.
You're very lucky. Kui, you're saying, mimi nilifanywa house help, ala. Sato ni kuosha manguo za kila mtu like 6 people. Nikichelewa kutoka college, nikaambiwa nimeanza umalaya and I will never make it in life. I drew the line, nikatoka pole pole, nikaenda kuka kwa hostels. Okay, ningeenda. Where? All right, another one here. Honorable Tarus nasema wewe uliwaishi kwa relative unajua kweli hawakupendi na unavumilia tu for the sake of you umalize shule. All right, I think that is actually something that is actually happening to so many people. Yeah, one last one here. Rispa M. Benso, yusema, I'm living with 2 of my nieces. I have previously lived with others, all in uni and above. It's my home. I invite them and they know who is in charge. They don't cross that line. If they attempt, they know it will be time to leave. All come through. My husband doesn't care who lives with us or not. He says I take care of the home and I should make those decisions. He has other things to handle. All right, seems like you actually have it together, Rispa. The last one tonight, Jamila Mohammed nasema, my parents hosted lots of relatives and at the end of the day, yeye bado angeitwa mbaya. Few ndo wanamrank. Nilisema hiyo ni lesson learned. Nijikute nikiishi na mtu kama si house help. Kila mtu akae kwa mlango yao na tupatanie ocha. Kila mtu akae kwao.
Kila mtu akae kwao.
Kila mtu akae
kwao. Tupatane family gathering or Christmas.
I think that's a good summary.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right,
yes.
So topic imekuwa moto. I hope you guys have enjoyed and learned something and had a laugh kidogo. As you know, our girl Katela is here in the building.
Hey, Bergie.
What's up?
You're looking so good. Hey, unawaka jo?
Manze najua tuko na glow ya watu wawili.
Unaka true.
Kila kitu ni double.
Double blessing. Wewe unangam?
Mimi nangam.
Pastor Su unangam?
Nangam. I love you, dear.
How are you doing?
You are strong and very well.
How are you?
Yes.
Oh.
Ready.
Ngoja.
burial.
Yes.
Beryl, mimi wacheki wakiche
Unacheki.
Fanane, si ndio?
Karibu
nikiweka hii dai
Vibe,
nikipiga hii
Yeah. Naona tunaweza flow.
nakuita nafaa nimletea ile vibes.
Wow.
Anaweza dance by the
Yeah,
way.
naweza ruka kidogo.
Nakupanga.
Utanipanga.
So leo tumeilema na relatives.
Yes.
Umeika na relatives wamekuhost ama umehostiwa?
Wacha nikwambie
Ama una
tu
host mtu sahi.
one word. Bulanda.
Bulanda. Ulihostiwa ama anasema bulanda.
Bulanda, yani ni bad, ni noma.
Ni noma. Thank
Ni
you.
noma.
I'm on your- yeah.
Ni fiam.
Ni fiam. Okay.
Wala sana tumiaga watu vibaya jo.
Wallahi.
Ni noma.
Kweli kwa mbaya.
Ni noma.
Haya.
Wow, it is
Basi
true.
tuongee kitu basi poa. Ire vibes umetupangia nini?
Ire vibes leo everything Chris cook and curry. Unasikia?
Ati?
Chris cook and curry.
Chris cook and curry.
Yeah. Doba tunapiga rubbing and dubbing to reggae music tila sunshine. Tila kokro. Tila sun come out. Reggae mpaka alumbu yeza. Big up to Ras Betty. Big up to Ras Pastor Sue.
Wow.
Nataka kumhubiria wa Rasta.
Amesema.
Story ya kuchoke monkey. Bulanda.
Wanachoka sana. Na unajua ukichoka pale hautaweza.
Bulanda.
Yeah, unakuwa
Sema Bulanda.
For